This is the Blue Cobra, and it's Tuesday, September 9th, 2008. Let's talk politics. There's new polling information out today that deserves some discussion. The much-discussed McCain polling bounce has evaporated over the past couple days, and in the most recent CNN data, they're back at a dead heat. This means a couple things. First, the euphoria over the Republican National Convention has all but evaporated, and the enthusiasm Palin brought to the ticket has lost its novelty. Voters have returned to the realization that they are not voting for Palin or Joe Biden, they are choosing between John McCain and Barack Obama, and that has begun to bring them back to the Democratic side. They know that choosing John McCain would be a disaster. 90% of his policies coincide with George W. Bush's, and that the country needs a radical change. We all know the only way the GOP won the last two elections was by pushing issues aside and making the race all about the candidate's perceived character. Well, apparently, Rick Davis, McCain's campaign manager, wasn't just taken out of context as he claimed when he recently said that this campaign wasn't about the issues, but that it was about the composite view voters get of the candidates. McCain and Palin are now running based entirely off their biographies, something they once wrongly criticized Barack Obama of doing. They believe that just the fact that a war hero and a hockey mom make up the ticket, the electorate will vote for them. In a time when the American economy is in the tank, in a time when unemployment rates are at a rare high, at a time when gas costs $4 a gallon, at a time when America is at war, it is insulting that the McCain camp would run this way. It is insulting to the intelligence of the average American. The fact that they think they can get away with this again is just another indication of how filthy GOP politics are. They don't know how to govern, but they certainly know how to sling mud in a campaign. Thankfully, I have faith that it will all backfire this time, and Obama will win in a landslide. Obama is up significantly in electoral mapping, with 243 votes leaning safely toward him, including the formerly Republican stronghold of Iowa. He is poised to steal this election and decimate the Republican campaign machine. McCain can only claim around 180 electoral votes, and that number has been steadily slipping in the past weeks. I predict that number will soon plummet. If anyone saw Countdown with Keith Olbermann last night, they can say that the interview with Obama was a huge success. Olbermann asked the questions that we were all asking ourselves, and Obama provided answers that were both pleasingly satisfying and also intelligent and thoughtful. He proved once again that he has the temperament and the intellect to be our president. I imagined him dealing with a world crisis, and I was heartened by how cool and collected he would be. Imagine that compared with John McCain, who would sit there with his head popping with veins, preparing to push the button that would send our nuclear arsenal at our foes. A huge difference. New scandals for Sarah Palin are emerging. Her former legislative director, who was a key aspect of her 2004 gubernatorial run, was fired, he says, because he had an affair with another employee's wife. This is yet another example of Palin's misplaced moral convictions getting in the way of her governing abilities. I don't want to think how she would help run this country. It's terrifying. The kind of thing nightmares are made of. She also apparently made history in Alaska. And no, I'm not talking about her popularity ratings, which are mysteriously high. I'm talking about how she has created the highest taxes per resident and the highest spending per resident in the state's history. While she claims to be a fiscal conservative, which hardly has a positive stigma to begin with in my opinion, she clearly does not have the competence to handle any kind of budget. And I'm not saying the vice president has any kind of fiscal responsibilities, but the mere fact that John McCain is 72 years old with a history of skin cancer suggests that she very well may be in the office of president if that ticket is elected, and that is a worrying thought in every way. One last thing. I want to congratulate the Obama campaign for a job well done. They finally made an ad that hits McCain-Palin hard, calling their maverick claims a naked lie. It's about time they lashed out like this, and I can only hope they manage to air it in every possible state. Also, Sarah Palin will be on ABC sometime this weekend, and I want to know what all of you think should be asked. Please leave a comment in the comments section or a video response and tell me what you think the media should be asking her and what they have been leaving out in the past couple of weeks. Thanks for listening. God bless America.